Hi, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can increase your website's ranking and search results so that way it generates all the leads that your business needs locally. I'll show you the search volume and traffic that these top sites are getting, along with the amount of new leads that would be coming directly to your business when ranked. So for comparison, I've taken your website as well as these top companies here for the search of Denver spray foam, and I put them all into this tool that I use. And it shows me all the information that Google finds when it crawls your site that it uses to determine your position in search results, and then rates its strength and trust on a scale of 1 to 100. So you can see just briefly looking at some of these numbers, why these companies are outranking yours on the first page. But let me go into a little bit further detail on what these numbers mean and then how you can improve them. So when Google is looking to determine in what order to rank a website, it uses two different factors. The first is what's called the authority or trust that it has in your site. Now, this basically boils down to a popularity contest because this authority is gained when other domains or websites refer back to yours and then they create a link. And this acts as an endorsement that Google uses to build trust because others are vouching for you. So to give you a quick example, if say the local news station had an article on their website for the top 10 best foam insulation companies in Denver, and in that article, the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, that would be considered one backlink from one referring domain. Now, these backlinks can come from many different types of websites, including blogs, editorials, guest posts. However, one very strong and important type is what's called a citation. A citation is any time that your name, address, and phone number are listed in a directory. Those include Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau. These directories are usually free. It just takes some time to find them, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. So as you can see, based on the number of websites that are linking back to these companies, why Google has placed more trust and authority in them and therefore put them at the top of the list. But as you can see, it's also not just a matter of the quantity of these links, it has a lot to do with the quality. So some websites are more spammy than others and not trustworthy, especially ones that are outside the United States. So we need to find sites that are highly authoritative, but also relevant to your service industry. So that way they transfer that trust and that authority through the link to your website. Also, when you're looking at some of these numbers, um, this is a whole lot, 1,000, 1,100. This is definitely a lot to try to compete with, but this company does a lot more than just spray foam. So they have to be linking directly to, and like I said, related to your actual service that you're doing in order to transfer authority for those. Now, the second factor for ranking your website is your content on the page. So as you can see, you're being found for about 3 keywords organically over a course of about 6 pages. Now, looking at the competition, we've got about 60 pages and 275 keywords. In this company right here, they have a whole lot of pages, 373, but that's because they're doing a lot more services, 7,200 keywords. Re-Energize Co. seems like they're doing a lot of different types of services. So, like I said, once again, you only need to compete with the actual spray foam itself. So we're concerned with, what kind of keywords and what kind of content they have on that. So how this works as far as the keywords, we do a quick search. I just pulled up a few keywords here in Denver just to show you how this works. These are the certain keywords and phrases that are being typed into Google search, as well as the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. So this is where doing some research both in the local area and on some of the competitors' pages, we find the highest volume keywords relative to the services you offer and the areas you want to be found for, and making sure that those are being included and ranked on your page. So for instance, in Denver insulation is being searched 250 times a month. Even if we go to, say, spray foam, specifically for spray foam, 100 times per month. If your website was on the top page, 100 people would be seeing your site every time that they search per month. Now, we're very conservative and estimate about 10%, according to Google Analytics. 10% of your total search volume will convert into a lead. So whether they're calling you directly or form submitting through the website. Now, obviously, depending on what the conversion rate is to leads that actually become customers, and then the profit margin and the scope of the job varies greatly from different job to different job. But you can see how just the volume of leads coming in per month can definitely add to some revenue at the end of the year. And that's just off one keyword phrase. So repeat that same process for all the highest volume keywords, making sure that you're getting all that search volume and all that traffic directly to your business. However, there is a formula that Google uses to find these words on your site. So if we take a look at it here, I think we have the beginning of a great site. We've got the header up top with all the information people could want. Usually recommend when you start scrolling down the page that the header just shrinks so that way they can easily always still navigate to a different page without having to go to the back to the top. Majority of people searching nowadays are using a smartphone or a mobile device. So we want to make sure that your site is mobile optimized. So any kind of phone number or email, we want to make it one click to call, so it automatically puts the phone number into the dialer. Same thing with email. If you do have a form submit, which we usually recommend having a contact us form, same thing, they can fill it out right at the top of the page and just click one button. However, as I'm scrolling through the page, really the biggest problem that I'm seeing is just the amount of content on the page. And the reason why this is a problem is because Google doesn't really care what the layout looks like. It's just going to come in and being a computer, it's going to count all the words and text on the page. Now, it's generally looking for a minimum of about 1,500 words on a home page because it assumes that the more information you have, the more of an expert you are, and then the more likely it is to recommend you. As I'm scrolling up, I can see that this menu is still here, which is great. I would probably just shrink it a little bit so that way more of the screen is available. But while Google is counting all the words on the page, it's searching for those each individual keywords. So any kind of services that you offer, and then the areas you offer it in. However, this is where the number of words on the page really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of those keywords for every 150 words of text on the page. So the more services or more areas you want to be found for means that the more content that has to be added to the page. And then particularly after this latest update with Google, it's really putting an emphasis on the quality of the content, not just the quantity. So the 150 words of supporting content for a keyword, let's say if you want to search, if it was we use that keyword that we used before, spray foam Denver. If you wanted to be found for that keyword, the 150 words of content for that keyword need to be describing and directly related to the keyword itself. There has to be a contextual reference to that keyword in order for that to be picked up and qualified by Google. So same with any kind of service or any kind of area, the 150 words of content need to be directly describing that keyword. So then if we go back to our search, the first thing that's going to come up is what's called the Google Map Pack. Now this is a pretty important area to try to get into because a lot of traffic will come to these sites since they're listed at the top of the page. To get listed in here is free. You just need to fill out and optimize your Google Business profile, which is part of the Maps app, so you can do it right from a smartphone. You want to fill out as much information as you can in here. So all the services, your location, hours of operation, your business subscription, you're allowed 750 characters. You want to fill that out with some keywords in there as well. Then you want to add photos that are geolocated and tagged from within your service area, as well as posting onto your profile on a regular basis because Google really rewards activity in this area. Then you want to collect as many reviews and get as many of those citations. Your name, address, and phone number. You want to appear in more directories than anybody else on this list. So then underneath that, this is what we call the organic search results. This is where the more authority or trust that Google has in your site, the higher up on the list you're going to rank. So this is where getting more of those links or referrals from other websites is going to help you climb and outrank the competition. Then once your site has reached the top, you'll be getting all that search volume and all those leads directly to your business. Now, I hope this information was helpful and it shows you how you can scale some of your online presence to turn your website into something that can generate a whole lot of income and leads for the business. But please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you'd like to go into any further details. We could talk about some of your goals for the business, whether specific areas or certain services that are more profitable, and then we could do some research to find out what it would take for you to reach those. So I appreciate your time and look forward to hearing from you.